What's going on, guys? ScotianCanadien here, and I hope you had a magical Christmas with your family, friends, and relatives. I know I did, and it is a happy day here because last night, the Montreal Canadiens defeated the Florida Panthers 5-3 in regulation, which was massive. The Florida Panthers are a team that if they get healthy, get a guy like Vincent Trocheck back, and as long as Luongo stays healthy, they're a team that could go on a run towards the end of the season and challenge one of the other Atlantic Division teams, including Montreal, for one of those last wildcard spots. So for Montreal to extend their point lead on the Florida Panthers to 9 points last night without allowing Florida to get a point in that game was huge. It also put Montreal's record to 20-13-5 on the season, enough to just pass the Boston Bruins by 1 point for that first wildcard spot. Woo! Boom! Let's get right into it because there's a lot to talk about here, including last night's game, the upcoming game tonight against Tampa Bay, as well as some injury updates for the Habs, some big news in the Price family, and of course, the World Juniors, where Montreal Canadiens prospects are looking good. So let's jump right into it. Last night, Thomas Tatar gets the first goal in the first period. It's an unassisted goal, but Brendan Gallagher definitely deserved an assist on it. Not because he touched the puck, but because he made a very nice play down low behind the net. As usual, Brendan Gallagher style, forces that turnover, grinded, and the puck gets to Tatar in the slot. He's alone, skates through the slot, gets Luongo moving, and backhands it past him. Very, very nice goal. Shortly after that, Delorier gets a tip-in goal thanks to a nice play by Shea Weber along the blue line. As per usual, he's great playing along that blue line. His passes are very accurate, very quick, and it's great to see, it's great to have Mete with him on that pair now, because just like Weber, Mete can find those shooting lanes, and Mete's playing confident right now with finding those shooting lanes. Very smart play by him to keep that puck along the ice, allowed Nicolas Delorier to tip it, and for that puck to hit the back of the net. So it's 2-0 at that point, but then Florida gets two quick ones back. The first one, thanks to kind of a poor turnover in the defensive zone by Andrew Shaw, trying to clear the zone quickly. Kotka tries to catch it. It ends up bouncing to one of the Florida players, and Borgstrom finishes it off for them. And then Malgin gets one shortly after that. Bit of a fluky goal. Bounced into the corner, then bounced into the slot, then bounced off Byron's stick, then a little tip from Malgin, and it gets past Niemi. Now, after that point in the game, Antti Niemi then stepped it up and played fantastic. To start the game for Niemi, I thought he looked a bit shaky in net. I thought his puck touches weren't that great. Mind you, we're used to very, very efficient puck touches from Carey Price, one of the best in the league, so we're used to that. So when a guy like Niemi comes in who's not that great at puck touches, you can definitely notice the difference. But a lot of the somewhat poor play from Niemi to start, or shaky play, I should say, would most likely be due to the limited ice time that he had. He definitely played fantastic to finish off that game in the next two periods. And ran really well at the end of the game, but we'll get into that. So we go into there was no scoring in the second, good back and forth period. And then in the third, Tatar gets a power play goal. The power play still isn't looking that great in terms of how they're cycling the puck, and it doesn't look that smooth. The second power play unit still looks better than the first power play unit. That first power play unit just can't seem to get anything going with sustained pressure or consistent zone entries, but the second power play unit looks good, and Thomas Tatar finished off a play with a nice shot with Drouin and Domi getting the assist. Some good puck movement on that 5-on-3 from them. So Tatar gets that goal there, and then Lehkonen gets one shortly after that, assisted by Shaw and Kulak. Nice play from Kulak to touch the puck and get the entry over to Shaw. Shaw then tips the puck in down low. Nice play from Shaw, grinding down low, and a slick pass as he's making it look like he's going to skate around the net. Gets that slick pass to Lehkonen, who finishes that play far side on Luongo. Lehkonen now with 20 points on the season, on pace for 43 points. That will be a career high for him if he reaches that mark. Andrew Shaw as well, on pace for a career high in points, on pace for 53 points for Andrew Shaw. Looking good. A lot of Montreal's players are on pace for career highs on their season. And like I said before the season started, it is about time that some of Montreal's players, young players, start to show what they are truly made of. Domi, 36 points, on pace for 78. Drouin, 32 points, on pace for 60. 9 points. Thomas Tatar, 28 points, on pace for 60. That would be a career high for him as well. Jeff Petrie, 28 points, on pace for 60. Also would be a career high. Byron, 14 points, on pace for 48. Career high as well for him. So Montreal's players are looking good right now offensively, and I love it. So, yeah, towards the end of the game, the Florida Panthers get a power play goal from Keith Yandle, very underrated defenseman. Look at his Hockey DB page. He puts up a ton of points for the Florida Panthers. He's one of the best offensive defensemen in the league and doesn't often get credit for it. So that makes it 4-3 at that point, and it got really close. The Florida Panthers had the empty net and were getting some really nice scoring chances towards the end of the game, and Niemi, after the puck hit the post, made a very nice toe save as well as some other desperation saves and kept that score at 4-3, and then Drouin went on to get that empty netter, assisted by Jeff Petrie. So massive win for the Habs last night, and we got another one tonight. The road trip has been going very well so far, and it'd be nice to finish it off in style. We have the Tampa Bay Lightning tonight, and then the Dallas Stars on Monday. It's looking like Niemi will once again start for Montreal tonight because Price is out with a lower body injury, but at the exact same time he's been out, his wife gave birth to their second daughter, Millie. So congrats to the Price family. It's a fantastic time. Yeah, but in my own opinion, I think Price is likely okay, or just has a very minor injury he would normally play through. I think he stayed in Montreal to be with his family for the birth of his second child, which is fantastic. Family first, always. Congrats to the Price family. That's huge news. Very happy for them. Another quick injury update. Armia is skating with the team. No contact jersey, but he is also traveling with the team. So that's good news. He'll be a good addition on that right wing back in the lineup for Montreal, and could help the power play too because he is a right shot, which with him out of the lineup, the Montreal Canadiens are lacking. Some quick notes here. I want to talk about Mike Riley. His defensive play has improved immensely. I think the messages the coaches sent him are clicking. He still makes the odd mistake. I'm not gonna say he's perfect, but he's made some very nice defensive plays, and he has made up for some not so good defensive plays. Yeah, some great desperation defensive plays for Mike Riley. Definitely good to see that there. Now offensively, he's finding shooting lanes. I find a lot of the time when Mike Riley shoots, he shoots it a little bit too high. Should take a page out of Mete and Weber's book and try to keep that puck a little bit lower more often. It's more likely a puck will get tipped if the puck is low or coming along the ice and you find that shooting lane. I also like that Mike Riley offensively has the confidence to skate in and pinch and skate around the offensive zone and get down low. Now the thing is, he exploits the skating lanes, and by doing that, he opens up passing lanes. But the thing is he doesn't pull the trigger on those passing lanes. When those passing lanes open, they're only open for a very short amount of time. So it'd be nice to see him quickly make that pass when the lane opens. What he tends to do is hold on to the puck a little bit too long and then go for that very last play, which is typically a high-risk play. This is all development, and he's doing the right things, and I think he'll get there. But right now, his vision when he's in stride isn't the greatest. But it's nice to see him pinching, and it's nice to see it because that means the coaches are encouraging him to do so. I think they like what he can do, and he'll get better at it the more he does it. And once he starts executing those plays in stride a little bit more, the confidence will go up, and we'll see some very good things from Mike Riley. I think that was Tatar's best game in a few weeks. He had 2 goals on the night. That's the 3rd time this season he's had a 2-goal performance. Unfortunately, he could not get the finish off the Hattie, but regardless, played a great game for the Montreal Canadiens. And it is nice to see that each game, different players are stepping up and getting the points. We've now seen Domi and Drouin start putting up points again. Deneau had a Hattie a few nights ago. Lekkonen's putting up points. Tatar's putting up points, all in different games. So that's really good to see. The offense is spread out between all 4 lines from the Montreal Canadiens. The 4th line is still rolling as per usual. Agostino and Chaput looked great last night. Chaput was one of those guys who hit the post. Now, speaking of hit posts, Jesperi caught Kaniemi hit 2 in the first period with some nasty wristers. Hit the post in nearly the exact same spot. Man, this guy's got a shot. And once he starts using that shot as a weapon, it's going to open up even more passing lanes for him because he is a threat to shoot and he will be a threat to pass. The guy is a really damn good player, and it's just unbelievable. He is 18 years old and doing these things with limited ice time. But that's the thing. It's good that his ice time is limited because he's got to earn it. And he's also really got to earn it. And yeah, I lost my train of thought there, but we'll move on. Anton Niemi, I already talked about him. Ekblad, last night was the game where Ekblad should have gotten his revenge on Max Domi. That did not happen because the Montreal Canadiens are not a team you want to mess with. Shea Weber will punk you. Nicolas Deslauriers will punk you. Max Domi is capable of punking you. So, yeah. Whatever they were saying in the preseason, it didn't end up happening. Towards the end of the game, Philip Deneau dropped the gloves with Ekblad, who is like 3 inches taller and weighs quite a bit more. And even Philip Deneau dropped Aaron Ekblad. Yeah, not much else to say there. The guy is not meant to fight. Let's just say that. Jordie Benn played a great game last night, skating well, moving the puck up the ice with his skating ability. Not used to seeing that, but he did it very well. Laying the body as per usual, and he also was finding some nice passing lanes in the offensive zone. That might have been his best game of the season. And it's no coincidence that once Jordie Benn is in the role that he is meant to be in that last pair, he becomes a very good two-way defenseman. So as long as we can stay healthy and keep him in that role, he'll be very valuable to this team. And despite him being an upcoming UFA, if the Montreal Canadiens are anywhere near a playoff spot towards the end of the season, he's a guy I would not want to trade, despite him being an upcoming UFA. I think he is more valuable to this team for a potential playoff run than what a 4th-round pick could be. So if we're close to a playoff spot, he's a guy we should keep. Because if we're healthy, the Habs defensive pairings are looking like Mete, Weber, Riley, Petrie, and Kulak, Benn. That leaves the extras as Alzner and Schlemko, which is fantastic. Addition by subtraction when Schlemko is injured. Mind you, he's been good lately, but not the biggest fan. I think he's more of a 7th defenseman than anything, to be quite honest. Yeah. We covered just about all of it from last night and the upcoming game tonight. It's going to be a tough one tonight. So let's get right into it for the World Juniors. Nick Suzuki is looking great for Team Canada. And that's an understatement. He's playing on their second line with Anderson, Dolan, and Lafreniere. And he looks really good on that line. He's got 2 assists. And the strengths of Nick Suzuki's game is he reads the game very well. He anticipates plays and puts himself in a position to either shut down a play or create a turnover, or offensively put himself in a position to keep a play alive or finish a play. He's also got very good stick handling skills, and he is elusive with his skating and on his edges. So you combine all that together and you have a very good two-way forward with some offensive flair. He's made some very nice passes, and that's why he has a couple assists. Looking really good. So is Josh Brook. He hasn't been able to show off some of his more high-end skill because I think Team Canada has him in a bit more of a two-way defensive role on that second pair. But at some point during this tournament, we are definitely going to see Josh Brook put up some major points and show off some of the skill that he has. But he's making more smart plays and the right plays than high-end skill, high-risk plays, which is smart in a tournament, in a shortened tournament like this. Jesse Ylonen from Team Finland has 3 assists, also looking very good. Ryan Poehling, a shorthanded goal and 2 assists, both in the game last night against Kazakhstan. He's looking fairly good. Romanov is one of the most surprising players of this tournament so far, all around. Looks very good. He's fast, moves the puck well, throws the body. He's probably Russia's best defenseman, as well as one of their younger defensemen. So Very impressive. That is looking like a great second-round pick from Trevor Timmins and Marc Bergevin. The hype is really starting to grow around Romanov. Olofsson is probably Montreal's least attractive player in the tournament right now, but Sweden hasn't been off to a very quick start, but they're always a team that goes far in this tournament, so I'm more interested to see how he plays once we get deep into this tournament. He's a natural center, and they have him on wing right now. That could also be playing into why he's not playing at his best. Keep an eye on him, especially once we get into those elimination rounds of the tournament. Caden Primo got a win against Kazakhstan last night and looked fairly good despite allowing 2 goals on 16 shots against what is probably the worst team in the tournament. But he is the state's backup right now. We'll have to wait and see how that plays out and see if he can manage to steal that starting spot. Either way, he's a good 7th-round pick for the Montreal Canadiens. And let's not forget Jared McIsaac for Team Canada, Nova Scotian boy, also Halifax Moosehead from Truro, Nova Scotia, in a shutdown defense role for Team Canada, looking very good out there. As well as Shane Bowers, Ottawa Senators prospect from Halifax, Nova Scotia, with 2 assists in the tournament so far. So guys, that's just about it. Tampa Bay Lightning tonight's going to be a really tough game. They lead the league in goals for. They have the best power play in the league. It's going to be very tough, especially with Niemi in net and not having Carey Price with us. But let's see if we can pull out the win for Carey, just like we did last night. That would be massive. Also massive because our record against the Atlantic Division isn't the greatest, so a win against Tampa would be massive. It's a measuring stick game because they are one of the best in the league. Let me know what you thought about the game in the comments, and of course, ask some questions, and I'll try to answer them in the next video. I didn't get any questions for the last video, I do not think, so please ask me some questions down below about anything you can think of, and I'll try to answer them in the next video. Cheers, guys. Go Habs, go. Woo!